Kylie Minogue, short biography, life story. Life and career. 1968 to 1986, early life and career beginnings. Kylie Ann Minogue was born on May 28, 1968 in Melbourne, Australia. Her father, Ronald Charles Minogue, is an accountant at a family-owned car company. Her mother, Carol Minogue, is a former ballet dancer. Minogue is the eldest of 3 children. Her younger brother, Brendan Minogue, is a news cameraman in Australia. Her younger sister, Dani Minogue, is a singer and television host. The family frequently moved around various suburbs in Melbourne to sustain their living expenses, which Minogue found unsettling as a child. She would often stay at home reading, sewing and learning to play violin and piano. When they moved to Surrey Hills, Victoria, Minogue went on to Camberwell High School. During her schooling years, Minogue found it difficult to make friends. She got her HSC with subjects including arts and graphics and English. Minogue described herself as being of average intelligence and quite modest during her high school years. Growing up, she and her sister Dani took singing and dancing lessons. A 10-year-old Minogue accompanied Dani to a hearing arranged by the sisters' aunt, Suzette, and, while producers found Dani too young, Alan Hardy gave Kylie a minor role in soap opera The Sullivans. She also appeared in another small role in Skyways. In 1985, she was cast in one of the lead roles in The Henderson Kids. Minogue took time off school to film The Henderson Kids, and while Carol was not impressed, Minogue felt that she needed the independence to make it into the entertainment industry. During filming, co-star Nadine Garner labeled Minogue fragile after producers yelled at her for forgetting her lines. She would often cry on set. Minogue was dropped from the second season of the show after producer Alan Hardy felt the need for her character to be written off. In retrospect, Hardy stated that removing her from the showing turned out to be the best thing for her. Interested in following a career in music, Minogue made a demo tape for the producers of weekly music program Young Talent Time, which featured Dani as a regular performer. Kylie gave her first television singing performance on the show in 1985 but was not invited to join the cast. Kylie was cast in the soap opera Neighbours in 1986, as Charlene Mitchell, a schoolgirl turned garage mechanic. Neighbours achieved popularity in the UK, and a story arc that created a romance between her character and the character played by Jason Donovan culminated in a wedding episode in 1987 that attracted an audience of 20 million British viewers. Minogue became the first person to win 4 Logie Awards in 1 year and was the youngest recipient of the Gold Logie as the country's most popular television performer, with the result determined by public vote. Public image. Bronze statue of Minogue at Waterfront City, Melbourne Docklands. Minogue's efforts to be taken seriously as a recording artist were initially hindered by the perception that she had not paid her dues and was no more than a manufactured pop star exploiting the image she had created during her stint on Neighbours. Minogue acknowledged this viewpoint, saying, "If you're part of a record company, I think to a degree it's fair to say that you're a manufactured product. You're a product and you're selling a product. It doesn't mean that you're not talented and that you don't make creative and business decisions about what you will and won't do and where you want to go." In 1993, Baz Luhrmann introduced Minogue to photographer Bert Stern, notable for his work with Marilyn Monroe. Stern photographed her in Los Angeles and, comparing her to Monroe, commented that Minogue had a similar mix of vulnerability and eroticism. Throughout her career, Minogue has chosen photographers who attempt to create a new look for her, and the resulting photographs have appeared in a variety of magazines, from the cutting-edge The Face to the more traditionally sophisticated Vogue and Vanity Fair, making the Minogue face a name known to a broad range of people. Stylist William Baker has suggested that this is part of the reason she entered mainstream pop culture in Europe more successfully than many other pop singers who concentrate solely on selling records. By 2000, Minogue was considered to have achieved a degree of musical credibility for having maintained her career longer than her critics had expected. Her progression from the wholesome girl next door to a more sophisticated performer with a flirtatious and playful persona attracted new fans. Her spinning around video led to some media outlets referring to her as Sex Kylie, and sex became a stronger element in her subsequent videos. In September 2002, she was ranked 27 on VH1's 100 Sexiest Artists list. She was also named one of the 100 hottest women of all time by Men's Health in 2013. William Baker described her status as a sex symbol as a double-edged sword, observing that we always attempted to use her sex appeal as an enhancement of her music and to sell a record. But now it has become in danger of eclipsing what she actually is, a pop singer. After 20 years as a performer, Minogue was described as a fashion trendsetter and a style icon who constantly reinvents herself. wax statue of Minogue at Madame Tussauds in London. Minogue has been inspired by and compared to Madonna throughout her career. She received negative comments that her Rhythm of Love tour in 1991 was too similar visually to Madonna's Blonde Ambition World Tour, for which critics labeled her a Madonna wannabe. Writing for The Observer Music Monthly, Rufus Wainwright described Minogue as the anti-Madonna. Self-knowledge is a truly beautiful thing, and Kylie knows herself inside out. She is what she is, and there is no attempt to make quasi-intellectual statements to substantiate it. She is the gay shorthand for joy. Kathy McCabe for The Telegraph noted that Minogue and Madonna follow similar styles in music and fashion, but concluded, where they truly diverge on the pop culture scale is in shock value. Minogue's clips might draw a gasp from some, but Madonna's ignite religious and political debate unlike any other artist on the planet. Simply, Madonna is the dark force, Kylie is the light force. Minogue has said of Madonna, her huge influence on the world, in pop and fashion, meant that I wasn't immune to the trends she created. I admire Madonna greatly, but in the beginning she made it difficult for artists like me. She had done everything there was to be done, and Madonna's the queen of pop, I'm the princess. I'm quite happy with that. In January 2007, Madame Tussauds in London unveiled its fourth waxwork of Minogue. Only Queen Elizabeth II has had more models created. During the same week, a bronze cast of her hands was added to Wembley Arena's Square of Fame. In 2007, a bronze statue of Minogue was unveiled at Melbourne Docklands for permanent display. In March 2010, Minogue was declared by researchers as the most powerful celebrity in Britain. The study examined how marketers identify celebrity and brand partnerships. Mark Husick, head of Millward Brown's UK media practice, said, "Kylie is widely accepted as an adopted Brit. People know her, like her, and she is surrounded by positive buzz." In 2016, according to the Sunday Times Rich List, Minogue had a net worth of £55 million. Minogue is regarded as a gay icon, which she has encouraged with comments including "I am not a traditional gay icon. There's been no tragedy in my life, only tragic outfits, and my gay audience has been with me from the beginning, they kind of adopted me." Her status as a gay icon has been attributed to her music, fashion sense, and career longevity. Author Konstantin Chatzipapatheodoridis wrote about Minogue's appeal to gay men in Strike a Pose, Forever, The Legacy of Vogue, and observed that she frequently incorporates camp-inflected themes in her extravaganzas, drawing mainly from the disco scene, the SM culture, and the burlesque stage. In Beautiful Things in Popular Culture, Mark Brennan stated that Minogue's work provides a gorgeous form of escapism. Minogue has explained that she first became aware of her gay audience in 1988, when several drag queens performed to her music at a Sydney pub, and she later saw a similar show in Melbourne. She said that she felt very touched to have such an appreciative crowd, and this encouraged her to perform at gay venues throughout the world, as well as headlining the 1994 Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras. Minogue has one of the largest gay followings in the world. Personal life. Health. Minogue was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 36 in May 2005, leading to the postponement of the remainder of her Showgirl, The Greatest Hits tour, and her withdrawal from the Glastonbury Festival. Her hospitalization and treatment in Melbourne resulted in a brief but intense period of media coverage, particularly in Australia, where then Prime Minister John Howard issued a statement of support. As media and fans began to congregate outside the Minogue residence in Melbourne, Victorian Premier Steve Bracks warned the international media that any disruption of the Minogue family's rights under Australian privacy laws would not be tolerated. Minogue underwent surgery on May 21, 2005 at Cabrini Hospital in Malvern and commenced chemotherapy treatment soon after. After the surgery, the disease had no recurrence. On July 8, 2005, she made her first public appearance after surgery when she visited a children's cancer ward at Melbourne's Royal Children's Hospital. She returned to France, where she completed her chemotherapy treatment at the Institut Gustave Roussy in Villejuif, near Paris. In January 2006, Minogue's publicist announced that she had finished chemotherapy, and her treatment continued for the next months. On her return to Australia for her concert tour, she discussed her illness and said that her chemotherapy treatment had been like experiencing a nuclear bomb. While appearing on the Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2008, Minogue said that her cancer had originally been misdiagnosed. She commented, "Because someone is in a white coat and using big medical instruments doesn't necessarily mean they're right," but later spoke of her respect for the medical profession. Minogue was acknowledged for the impact she made by publicly discussing her cancer diagnosis and treatment. In May 2008, the French cultural minister Christine Albanel said, "Doctors now even go as far as saying there is a Kylie effect that encourages young women to have regular checks." She has been cited as an example of cases where more women have undergone regular checks for cancer symptoms after publicity around famous people being diagnosed with cancer. Television host Juliana Rancic cited Minogue's cancer story as inspirational when she too was diagnosed with cancer. Philanthropy. Minogue has helped fundraise on many occasions. In 1989, she participated in recording Do They Know It's Christmas? Under the name Band Aid 2 to help raise money. In early 2010, Minogue along with many other artists recorded a cover version of Everybody Hurts. The single was a fundraiser to help after the 2010 Haiti earthquake. She also spent a week in Thailand after the 2005 tsunami. During her 2011 Aphrodite World Tour, the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami struck Japan, which was on her itinerary. She declared she would continue to tour there, stating, "I was here to do shows and I chose not to cancel. Why did I choose not to cancel? I thought long and hard about it and it wasn't an easy decision to make." While she was there, she and Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard were star guests at an Australian embassy fundraiser for the disaster. In January 2020, in response to the 2019-20 Australian bushfires, Minogue announced that she and her family were donating $500,000 Australian dollars towards immediate firefighting efforts and ongoing support. In 2008, Minogue pledged her support for a campaign to raise money for abused children, to be donated to the British charities Childline and the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. According to the source, around $93 million was raised. She spoke out in relation to the cause, saying, "Finding the courage to tell someone about being abused is one of the most difficult decisions a child will ever have to make." In 2010 and 2012, she was involved in supporting the AIDS Support Gala, which was held by the American Foundation for AIDS Research. Since Minogue's breast cancer diagnosis in 2005, she has been a sponsor and ambassador for the cause. In May 2010, she held a breast cancer campaign for the first time. She later spoke about the cause, saying, "It means so much to me to be part of this year's campaign for Fashion Targets Breast Cancer. I wholeheartedly support their efforts to raise funds for the vital work undertaken by Breakthrough Breast Cancer." For the cause, she posed in a silk sheet emblazoned with the distinctive Target logo of Fashion Targets Breast Cancer for photographer Mario Testino. In April 2014, Minogue had launched a new campaign entitled One Note Against Cancer, which is a charity organization to help cancer research. Dear viewers, do not forget to subscribe, like and comment for the development of our channel. Stay with love.